Welcome back. Trump ready to speed up deportations by invoking a historic wartime law. The Alien Enemies Act of 1798 could be invoked as early as Friday, according to CNN. It was a move that he pledged to make during his campaign. If invoked, the targets of the act will be immediately processed and removed from American soil under an emergency wartime authority. And Kari Lake is a senior advisor of U.S. Agency at the U.S. Agency for Global Media. And she's also a border state girl from Arizona, so we can talk about all this stuff together. Right. Kari, good to see you. So this Alien Act from 1798, it sounds pretty good.
You know what? They had way more common sense back then.
Yeah.
And they knew an invasion, and they knew that the risk of an invasion would be something too great for our country to bear. And unfortunately, we've had to bear it for the past 4 years. And President Trump for 4 years has said he's going to put the American people first. He's going to close the border and get people who came in and invaded our country out. And he's just keeping his promises. Everybody loves it when you keep your promises. And our streets will be safer. Our economy will actually grow. The price of things will go down, and I'm thrilled that he's going to do this. He's using every tool in the toolbox, Rob.
Yeah. I mean, if they're allowed to bring in millions and millions of people just illegally and then lie about it, like we know that Mayorkas has been lying about it, we learned that today as well, why can't we use something like this to reverse such a heinous atrocity committed on our country? I want to turn to this. Tim Walz is furious over the ending of the Federal Department of Education. Take a listen.
Let's just name it what it is. The president has no idea how education works. He has no idea how these work. He has no idea how any of this works.
He has no idea how well, it doesn't work, Tim. That's why it's getting gutted, because it doesn't work at all, clearly, if you see the test results.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, ever since this was brought into existence from Jimmy Carter, our test results have plummeted. They've gone down. Our kids just have not gotten a quality education that they should be getting. And as a mother with 2 children of my own, I just want our kids to have a world-class education. We're a world-class country. And we should be putting forth, especially with the money we're pouring into it, we should be getting out of it an incredible education for our children.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy with Linda McMahon. She's going into that. Nobody that President Trump's bringing in is coming for a job where they're going to be a permanent creature of D.C. Linda McMahon says, I'm going to send it back to the states, and if I have to, I'll shut the lights off when I leave. But it should be in the hands of the states and, frankly, in the hands of the parents.
That's exactly right. You found some pretty serious waste at the U.S. Agency for Global Media, I understand. Tell us about that.
Oh boy, you know, I've been in the position for just a few weeks, and I went into fact-finding mode, and the waste is outrageous. From a 15 million a year fancy skyscraper with the most fancy furniture you'd ever see and marble finishings, to just waste, everyday waste. I wrote one down. I just saw this before I left the office today. $81,430 to pay for focus group discussions in 3 West African countries to see if they can identify biased news. So today, I started the process of cutting the contracts and terminating the contracts of the Associated Press, Reuters, and the Agency of the French Press. From our agency. We are there to tell the story of America. Why do we need the agency French press to tell that story? And I just saved the American taxpayers $53 million. Tomorrow I'm going to continue cutting wasteful spending at the Agency of Global Media. I want people to know I'm not in the director position at Voice of America. So if you're seeing something on that website or what they're putting out that you think is egregious and outrageous, this is an agency that Trump-proofed itself before Trump got into office again, and they have made it nearly impossible for him to get his people in. Wow. In order for me to get in as director of VOA, 7 people have to be confirmed by the Senate for me to get in. But he put me in as senior advisor, and I'm doing what I can from that role to clean things up.
Isn't that just so typical, too? That's amazing.
Yep.
Kari Lake, a good fighter. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.